The legacy of Alexander the Great extends far beyond his military victories. It lies in the profound and lasting impact his empire had on the cultural, political, and intellectual landscapes of the ancient world. Alexander's conquests created one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece to India, and laid the foundation for a new era, the Hellenistic Age. His vision of a cosmopolitan, multicultural world where East met West reshaped civilizations, gave rise to advances in science and art, and influenced the course of history for centuries. Here's an exploration of the key aspects of Alexander's legacy and how his empire changed the ancient world. 1. The Hellenistic Age fusion of cultures. Alexander's conquests led to the birth of the Hellenistic Age, an era defined by the blending of Greek culture with those of the Middle East, Egypt, Persia, and beyond. This cultural fusion is perhaps the most enduring legacy of his empire. Spread of Greek language and culture. Greek became the lingua franca across the empire, used in trade, governance, and intellectual discourse. This shared language allowed people from diverse backgrounds to communicate and facilitated the exchange of ideas across vast distances. Greek architecture, art, and theater spread throughout the conquered territories, blending with local styles. Cities like Alexandria in Egypt and Antioch in Syria became centers of Hellenistic culture, showcasing a blend of Greek and local traditions. Cultural syncretism. Alexander promoted cultural integration by adopting Persian customs and encouraging his officers to marry local women. This practice of syncretism, blending religious beliefs, art, and practices, led to a unique cultural hybrid across his empire. In religion, Greek gods were often identified with local deities. For example, the Egyptian god Ammonius was associated with Zeus, forming the composite god Zeus-Ammon, whom Alexander himself consulted at the Siwa oasis. Mystery religions also gained popularity, offering a mix of Greek and Eastern beliefs that appealed to a multicultural population. 2. The spread of Hellenistic science, philosophy, and knowledge. The Hellenistic Age witnessed remarkable advancements in science, mathematics, and philosophy, facilitated by the cultural unity and intellectual curiosity Alexander's empire fostered. Greek learning centers flourished, attracting scholars from all over the Mediterranean and beyond. Centers of learning. The Library of Alexandria. Founded in the city Alexander established in Egypt, the Library of Alexandria became the most famous institution of the Hellenistic world, housing hundreds of thousands of scrolls. Scholars like Euclid, Archimedes, and Eratosthenes made groundbreaking contributions in mathematics, engineering, geography, and astronomy. The library attracted thinkers from all cultures, symbolizing Alexander's vision of a world bound by knowledge and curiosity. Scientific and mathematical advances. Greek scholars in Alexandria and other cities made significant advancements. Euclid's Elements laid the foundations of geometry, while Archimedes' discoveries in physics and engineering introduced concepts of levers, buoyancy, and simple machines that are still taught today. Eratosthenes calculated the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy, and Aristarchus proposed an early heliocentric model of the solar system. Philosophical schools. Philosophy evolved in response to the challenges of Alexander's multicultural empire. Schools like Stoicism, founded by Zeno of Citium, emphasized inner peace and resilience, while Epicureanism, founded by Epicurus, focused on the pursuit of personal happiness and freedom from fear. These philosophies offered guidance for individuals navigating a cosmopolitan world, influencing Roman thought and leaving an enduring impact on Western philosophy. 3. Political influence, the Hellenistic kingdoms. Following Alexander's death in 323 BCE, his empire was divided among his generals, leading to the formation of the Hellenistic kingdoms, which would continue his legacy and spread Hellenistic culture for centuries. The Diadochi and successor kingdoms. The Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt, founded by Ptolemy, one of Alexander's closest companions. This dynasty ruled Egypt for nearly 300 years. The Ptolemies adopted Egyptian customs, blending Greek and Egyptian traditions, and made Alexandria a center of learning and commerce. The Ptolemies' rule ended with Cleopatra VII, whose defeat by Rome marked the end of the Hellenistic period. The Seleucid Empire in Persia and the East. Established by Seleucus I, the Seleucid Empire ruled over a vast region stretching from modern-day Turkey to India. Seleucus and his successors encouraged the spread of Greek culture while also incorporating local customs, creating a unique blend that linked East and West. The Antigonid Kingdom in Macedonia and Greece. The Antigonid dynasty maintained Greek traditions and ruled Macedonia and parts of Greece, preserving Alexander's homeland as a Hellenistic power in the Mediterranean. Legacy of governance. Alexander's empire introduced the idea of centralized bureaucratic governance across a vast territory. His administration promoted trade, standardized currencies, and encouraged infrastructure projects, such as roads and ports, that facilitated the movement of goods and ideas across continents. The Hellenistic kingdoms continued these practices, laying groundwork for later empires, particularly the Romans, who adopted and expanded on these administrative and cultural innovations. 4. Military influence and innovations. Alexander's military tactics, including his use of combined arms, hammer and anvil maneuvers, and strategic adaptability, had a profound impact on the art of warfare. Influence on future military leaders. Generals like Hannibal, Julius Caesar, and Napoleon studied Alexander's tactics, admiring his ability to inspire loyalty, employ diverse troops, and use innovative strategies. His campaigns remain a model of leadership and audacity, serving as a benchmark in military academies around the world. The structure of Alexander's army, particularly the use of combined arms and coordination between different units, influenced the development of future armies. His concepts of siege warfare, engineering, and logistics provided a foundation for military tactics and strategies that persisted well into the Roman Empire and beyond. Establishment of military colonies. Alexander founded cities across his empire, many of which became military colonies where veterans settled. These cities, such as Alexandria in Egypt and others along trade routes, helped maintain control over distant regions and served as outposts for Greek culture and governance. 5. Alexander's vision of a unified world. Alexander's ambition went beyond military conquest. He envisioned a world where East and West could coexist, united by common culture, commerce, and respect for diversity. This vision, though not fully realized, influenced subsequent generations and civilizations. Integration of conquered peoples. Alexander actively promoted cultural integration by marrying a Persian princess, Roxana, and encouraging his officers to marry local women. He appointed Persian satraps to govern some regions and adopted Persian dress and customs, showing respect for his new subjects. His policy of integration set a precedent for empires that followed, particularly Rome, which similarly incorporated diverse peoples into its administration and military. Alexander's approach provided a blueprint for managing vast, multicultural empires. A new cosmopolitan worldview. Alexander's vision of a world bound by shared ideals, trade, and knowledge fostered a new sense of cosmopolitanism that influenced thinkers, artists, and rulers. This vision shaped Hellenistic society, where people from different backgrounds could coexist, exchange ideas, and benefit from the richness of their diversity. 6. The cultural and intellectual legacy in Rome. The Romans were deeply influenced by Hellenistic culture, adopting Greek philosophy, art, and science as the foundation of their own civilization. When Rome absorbed the Hellenistic kingdoms, it inherited Alexander's legacy, and many of his ideals were carried forward in the Roman Empire. Hellenistic influence on Roman culture. The Romans borrowed extensively from Hellenistic philosophy, particularly Stoicism and Epicureanism. Figures like Cicero and Seneca drew upon Greek ideas, blending them with Roman principles and disseminating them throughout the empire. Roman art, architecture, and literature were heavily influenced by Hellenistic styles, and Rome itself became a cultural center where Greek and Roman traditions merged. Political and administrative influence. Alexander's concept of a centralized, bureaucratic administration influenced Roman governance. The Romans adopted many of the administrative techniques used by the Hellenistic kingdoms, such as standardized currency, road networks, and an emphasis on infrastructure. By integrating Greek-speaking regions into its empire, Rome furthered Alexander's legacy of cultural fusion, creating an enduring Greco-Roman civilization that shaped Western culture and law. Conclusion: the lasting legacy of Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great's conquests transformed the ancient world, not only through military achievement, but by fostering an era of unprecedented cultural and intellectual growth. His vision of a unified, multicultural world laid the foundation for the Hellenistic Age, a period characterized by the blending of Greek and Eastern cultures, advancements in science and philosophy, and the spread of knowledge across continents. Although Alexander's empire fragmented after his death, the cities he founded, the cultural integration he encouraged, and the knowledge he promoted had lasting impacts. His legacy influenced empires